Chapter 2. Oneness of the Nothing. The creator of things is not a thing. She is nothing. She is the absolute that transcends things and thingness. Multiplicity is a characteristic of things. It does not apply to the nothing. Multiplicity applies to things, not to the creator of them. In the dimension that is higher than things and thingness, the nothing is one and not multiple. The nothing is the being and the presence, always in the now. Time is a measure created by her to describe the movement of things. The nothing exists by virtue of her own self, without all things and attributes. She is not subject to time that is created by her. In her manifests consciousness, the supernatural intelligence that is not subject to the mind, for the former is the creator of the latter. The nothing is the container of all things, and is the underlying essence of all. Zero is a wing of the nothing. He is one and not multiple. Infinity is her other wing. She is one and not multiple. The consummation of zero and infinity in the heart of nothing is love. Love is one and not multiple. Love is what launched the universe in what is known as the Big Bang. Thence energy and matter were born out of nothing, in the nothingness, from zero and expanding into infinity by the power of love. Zero and infinity continue to merge into one another as long as the universe continues, and nothing lasts forever. So does your essence and the souls of all. The nothing cannot be realized by things, including your mental activity. She is realized only by herself. Your soul is the breath of hers and herself, invisible to the sight, realizable by insight, in the world of form. The nothing remains the essence of all things, and in your arrival to her, through your soul and not your mind, you are with the Creator and in love with all creatures. In this you find oneness, unification, and unity. Chapter 3. The Soul. Your soul is your essence and the imperishable truth inside you. She is an infinite beam of the Absolute. As subtle as the nothing is your soul. She is the intelligent being that underlies your subatomic particles after the electrons, protons, and neutrons crumble into vibrations and nothing. She is beautiful and harmonious, in sync with the universe and with nature. She loves the other and enjoys the companionship of those whose egos are gentle and transparent, allowing their souls to shine through. Your soul can fly, unbound by space or time. Its sole purpose is to build heaven on earth and to enjoy the journey. Your soul evokes various spectrums of energy that fill your body with life and light. Your communication with them illuminates your body from inside, so it becomes a beacon attractive for lovers, and its radiance causes the dissipation of negative energies. Your soul appreciates silence and serenity, and communicates effectively through them because they address the essence. Your soul deals efficiently with the nothing and with energy. Your soul is released when the mind is rested, and you rise to awareness. There you get diamonds of thought and flashes of creativity from the nothing. She also meets in the nothing with other wonderful souls where they share unconditional love. Your soul sanctifies beauty wherever it is. She does not seek to own it or acquire it, enough to see herself in it and be seen by it. Your soul merges with beautiful souls, and she rises to heaven because of them. Your soul is the source of life for your body and the relaxation for its organs. She is the source of light, radiance, and enlightenment. She is the source of peace, harmony, and virtue. If her light is absent, darkness prevails, and fear, conflict, and vice spread. The body is the home of the soul, and the ego is her shell. Your soul takes a body and dwells in it. The body becomes her home and her tool in building heaven on earth. The body has an important organ, the brain, the source of the mind and mental activity. The mind perceives only a fraction of the information. It receives data from the senses, such as the vision that depends on the eyes. The eyes see part of the spectra of light from red to violet. The brain cannot see ultraviolet or infrared radiation. Nor can it perceive any waves or energy outside its senses, such as microwaves, ultrasound, X-ray, radio waves, etc. The brain spends much of its energy in a fear-based mental activity, the ego. The latter does not realize its oneness with the nothing and sees itself separate and threatened. The ego weaves a casing to surround the soul. The casing often develops into a thick, dark capsule that tries to imprison the soul and isolate her from love, just as some men isolate their women from the world to protect them. The logic of these men is as plausible as that of the ego, but it does not develop a soul nor build a heaven. There is an inverse relationship between the radiance of the soul and the thickness of the ego. The more the soul expands, the ego thins out and its hardness softens. Thence the lighter and more radiant you become, similar to the balloon that expands to a large size. One can see through its thin skin. On the other hand, the thicker the ego, the heavier and the less flexible it becomes, and the more the soul contracts, like the golf ball. When the ego dominates, the soul disappears and the body lacks radiance and affection. Your soul is characterized by positivity and freedom, based on the assumption of security and oneness, whereas the ego works out of fear and negativity based on the assumption of danger and separatism, followed by resentment or hostility. The human potential exceeds that of all other creatures. The human soul is advanced. It can participate in consciousness and use the mind for creativity. If humans had no ego, they would surpass bees and ants in efficiency, harmony, and achievement. Those creatures do not have egos. The soul and the ego compete for the body. Your soul is always connected to and synchronized with the absolute, the nothing. She uses the methods of relaxation, inspiration, and spiritual communication. She enjoys any source of positive energy. She appreciates dancing, music, pure laughter, and simplicity. She likes giving, altruism, and serving the other. She neither cares about time, nor does she look for the accumulation of wealth. She measures age by the number of beautiful moments and the depth of love in them. Wellness is her lifestyle. She rejuvenates your body, preventing the accumulation of stimuli that cause mental suffering and organic diseases. On the other hand, the ego uses reasoning and mental debate in excess. It creates a state of contraction in the body and serious exaggeration in the mind. It activates stress hormones and neurotransmitters. It hinders and obstructs the methods of spiritual prosperity that, in its view, are a waste of time. It is interested only in wealth or power that benefits itself directly or indirectly. You do not fall in love, you rise to him. Contrary to popular belief, love is not something you fall into. It is the highest frequency to which man can rise. Love elevates the body and mind. There your soul blossoms, and you meet the Absolute and the Beloved. Love is one in the universe, but it has many manifestations. It is impersonal. It happens to any two people who meet at higher frequencies. Be sure to raise your frequencies, and you shall receive unconditional love. Man does not fall in love, but falls in the obsession to acquire another. That desire for conditional ownership is the highest form of relationship the ego aspires to have. When they say love is blind, they are referring to the obsessive kind. True love sees beyond the form and has insight into what no one sees but the devotees. Chapter 4. Meeting the Absolute. Let us be nothing. I heard it lasts forever. Rumi. Communicating with the Absolute requires not fearing the nothing, but yearning for it and welcoming it. It needs rising above things to their container, or diving to the depths of their essence. Both lead to the same result, to the nothing, and each facilitates the other. They are therefore used to varying degrees in the resorts of spiritual development to achieve life transformation through raising awareness. Imagine yourself an intangible being, invisible, silent, made of love and beauty. You are then nothing, a soul. You have no personal agenda and a minimal ego. How will you build heaven on earth when you live with the people you care about? You can rise above things by giving up or even bypassing all of your ideas, including those making your identity, such as your name, gender, age, nationality, work, social status, faith, party affiliation, and your property, as well as your weight, skin color, brand of shoes, car, and glasses. What happens to your being when you give up all of the above? Do you extinguish from existence? Or do you feel lighter? Does your insight improve? To get to your inner essence, take any tissue in your body and look at it with the most powerful microscope. You find cells inside the tissue, then you find the molecules, then you find the atoms. With further examination as proven in quantum physics, you will find the subatomic particles in the nucleus of the atom and its electrons all breaking down into energy waves and nothing. So, in essence, you are nothing. You are the energy of love, condensed and manifested in this wonderful creature, the human being. You are the microcosm. The container is the absolute, and the essence is the same absolute. The absolute is the one nothing. And between them emerges the physical, the manifested, in multiple forms, including your body, as well as all other creatures. The body has a mental activity that sees only its personal perspective. It is only aware of what the senses tell it. It fears or denies the nothing instead of communicating with her. It believes that in the nothing it would perish. It is ignorant that the nothing is absolute, and that she is the divine that underlies and contains all things. But your soul realizes what the mind cannot comprehend. She knows that the nothing is the one present being from which all creatures and things emerge. She is the essence of all, despite her diverse manifestations in the world of form. She alone is forever permanent. In her alone there is security, light, and peace. Meditate. The goal of meditation is to raise your awareness and hopefully ascend into consciousness, to rise up to a level higher than your mental activity, to communicate with the essence and to meet the absolute. Meditation is the way used by prophets to communicate with the nothing. Start by following your thoughts. Don't discuss them, don't support them, don't oppose them. Just watch them. What is the nature of those thoughts arising from the brain? What is their density? What are their themes? How does each idea start, and where does it end? Is there a space between one thought and the other? When you find a space between your thoughts, traverse it. Move your attention from underneath the thoughts to the field above them. Just like an airplane when it takes off, it starts under the clouds, continues to rise and passes through them, then it becomes higher than the clouds. What happens when you rise above thoughts? The clouds go away and the sky is suddenly clear. You see the thoughts from atop for the first time. This field, which is higher than thoughts, is consciousness. When you rise above thoughts, you come out of subordination to them. Thoughts derive their strength and desire to continue and reproduce by capturing your attention and the attention of others. When you rise above thoughts, your attention becomes awareness, and awareness is light in which the darkness of selfishness dissipates. That is why the intensity of judgmental, resentful, frightened, and negative thoughts decreases as you rise to awareness. When you traverse the field of thoughts, their vulnerability and weakness become apparent to you, like the weakness and fragility of the clouds that the airplane passed through. When you see the thoughts from above, it becomes clear to you that your vision was inverted when you were under them and controlled by them. Just like someone who sees a glass clock movement from the front for the very first time after having only seen it from the back. This is a slight glimpse of awareness to someone who has temporarily given up her thoughts. What would it be like to the one who has already abandoned most of her thoughts? And how is it for the one who went beyond the attachment to her mental and social programs? How is it for the one who does not attach to her property, connections, and identity? And for the one who spends more time in the field of awareness than in debating thoughts? If someone asks you who you are, you would probably say something like, I am a French Muslim female physician who is married and a mother of 2 children. I am 40 years old, from Mayotte, and I work in Paris. Imagine these elements of identity falling one after another, like your gender and your nationality. What do you lose if you are not a woman nor French? What harm can happen to you if you are stripped of these 2 things? The truth is that no harm happens to you. On the contrary, you become lighter. You lose some heaviness. Try this with your party affiliation, your marital status, and your age, your work, where you grew up, and where you live. Do you perish? No. On the contrary, you wake up. You shift from a conditional restricted entity to an absolute unconditional being. You see your I am without any descriptor. When all determinants and descriptors fall away, the absolute and unconditional being remains. Being is nothing, one, and not multiple. In meditation, you draw your attention to your breathing, then to the energy of your body with gratitude to realize the liveliness within you. Distract your attention from your thoughts. Do not engage with them, either by support or opposition. Transcend your thoughts and rise above them. Monitor them until they are gone. What remains is your being, your I am, unspecified and unlimited. There you meet the absolute, sublime and wonderful. Then the thoughts lose their control over you and you become the master, not the slave, for them. And you remain in this field higher than any thoughts. This is the field of awareness. This is the field of unconditional acceptance and gratitude. Stay connected with your body as energy. Keep your attention to the flow of energy inside you. There you realize the absolute, the nothing, physically. When you get to this point, your awareness transcends the physical into consciousness. There you realize oneness at the biological level, with a cognitive empirical faith compatible with science, physics, and mathematics, respectful for your being and for the other, and for the universe and the Creator. There you are a soul without an ego, and you meet Him, your source. You connect with the love that created you and was manifested by you, with you, through your human body. In this great sphere, souls converge together, too. Through this great cosmic sphere comes creativity and vision, wisdom, insight and love, for yourself and for the other, and healing for you and for everyone. Out beyond ideas of right doing and wrong doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. Rumi. Let's meet in this field. Breathe deeply and peacefully. Your soul is the breath of love in you, and your breathing deeply and peacefully is your gateway to your soul and to love. Al-Hallaj, a great Sufi mystic, says to the Almighty, I swear by God, no sun has ever arisen or set, but your love is coupled with my breaths. Now, draw your attention to your breathing pattern. Watch if your breathing is shallow or deep, slow or fast. Take in your breath now, deeply and peacefully. Keep your attention on your breathing. Give your full attention to the air entering your nose with inspiration. What are its qualities? Quantity, temperature, humidity? How is the purity and smell? What are the paths followed in the nose and sinuses, throat and trachea, bronchi to the bronchioles, and the air sacs in the lungs? Thank the exhaled air as you let it out slowly and peacefully through your mouth. Is there energy associated with your breathing? Where does this energy go? Contemplate and meditate on this energy. Is it refreshing? Is your body open to it? Are there places in your body that meet this energy happily and welcome it? Are there places in your body that are constricted, painful, or in denial and not feeling energy? Stay with your breath. Magnify the areas that welcome the energy. Relax and open gently the areas of contractions or pain one by one. Direct positive energy, love and light to the constricted areas with each inspiration. Detoxify them of any poisons and negative energies with each exhalation. Celebrate your connection and communication with love and light. Practice this frequently until it becomes part of your beautiful nature. This will help you light up from within. No need for makeup. Then you become a vessel to spread love and light. Welcome to the community of healers with positive energy. From now on, keep your breathing deep and peaceful, at least during your reading of this book, and pay attention to the energy of your body, from the hair on the top of your head to your toenails. Make your attention to your body's energy the background upon which you read the words. Celebrate oxygen and life energy as they wash your cells. Get rid of the toxins and metabolic products all over your body. Adjust your spine, joints, and limbs to facilitate tissue diastole. Adjust your mental status from that of critic or skeptic to that of the beneficiary and certain of positive energy. It is your energy. It is your being. Your attention cannot be with your thoughts and your bodily energy at the same time. Your thoughts keep hijacking your attention from breathing and awareness of bodily energy. This is detrimental to the body's health and your mental well-being. When you breathe deeply and peacefully, and you direct your attention to life energy within, your tissue celebrates and your skin lights up. Moreover, this releases your attention from the grab of ego. Then it is easy to traverse thoughts and rise above them. When your attention moves above the thoughts, it becomes awareness. And when you are aware of the field above thoughts and of your body energy simultaneously, you move into consciousness. With the practice of breathing and awareness of your energy, take this skill and art to your daily life. Watch what happens to your energy when you meet different people, when you go to different places, when you perform your chores and activities, and when you think of different topics. Is your energy limited to your body, or does it extend beyond? Does it interact with others? Does it interact with situations or places? Is your energy effective or affected? How do you know when you're connected to energy? Are there any bodily signs that you feel? How do you return to energy if you lose contact with it? It is not necessary to answer these questions now. Just keep them in the background of your mind and you will answer them in time. Yes, you will. As you rise in awareness to consciousness, you get the truth directly from the source. Be present in the now. This energy that you communicate with exists only in the now. It is coupled with your breathing in the present. It is your being, your I am, without any identifiers or descriptors. Only the being can create. Being is the one who weaves energy strands into manifestation. Being is nothing, one and not multiple. The entry point to being is only in the present. It cannot be accessed from ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. If time is the horizontal axis, the now is the vertical axis that takes you to the realm of consciousness. The now is your gateway to love, peace, and healing energy. When you communicate with the being, in the now, you realize the presence, and others who are present realize you. Live every situation in your life present in the now. Accept everything the present brings to you. You are either creating what is, or you should surrender to what is. If you are not creating, surrender. If you want a better experience, create it in the next present moment. In the now, you are at the forefront of the train of creativity. No time for anxiety and no place for depression. Be conscious. The human body, like the modern car, enjoys an internal computer, the human mind. It also has multiple invisible transmitters and receivers. It has portals for close and remote spiritual communication. The human body has a lifetime. It is part of the world of matter. The mind also perishes. It is a function of the brain, which is part of the perishable body. The mind is the source of mental activity and the house of ego. The latter is the separatist mental activity that is fruitless, judgmental, and based on fear. But you are not the body, not the car. And you are not the mind. The car is computer. You are the soul. You are the divine breath. You are the invisible driver of the car. Yes, the body with you in this life cycle has a beginning and an end, but you are as immortal as the nothing herself. You are a beam of her existence. Should time come for the body to stop working, your soul can rise up to her source. She can continue to build the cosmic heaven in forms that are unfathomable to the human mind. Or she can begin a new life cycle with a new human body to continue building heaven on earth. The unique property of your soul that can monitor your mental activity and your energy and its interactions is your awareness. It is part of the one consciousness. Your awareness is higher than your mental activity. Your awareness can bypass your mental activity and influence your body directly through the parasympathetic nervous system and the enteric nervous system. This is why the lay person describes her spiritual experience as heart or gut sensations. The parasympathetic and enteric nervous systems control the diastolic response of the body, those that are relaxing and enjoyable. The cerebral cortex, the source of separatist mental activity, controls the body through the central nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. The latter is the source of stress, anxiety, and depression in the event of excessive functioning. When you are in consciousness, you are not only aware of the Absolute, but you are of Him. This is a finer and longer-lasting state than attention, which only sees things and follows thoughts. Attention and what it sees and follows are all subject to time, are variable and, sooner or later, perishable. Your comprehension of these simple concepts ensures you the highest quality of life. As much as you get to consciousness, with deep breathing, relaxation, and unconditional love, your mind and body health will be brilliant. And your development forward and upwards shall need only the acquisition of experience and skills necessary to achieve your vision and to serve your sacred mission, building heaven on earth in gratitude and peace with everyone.